Hi, I'm Kim.
And I'm Tamsin.
And can you believe this is already our 10th episode of Kicking It Keto? We just want to thank you all for all the love and support.
If you haven't already, please remember to like and subscribe and hit that bell icon so you can be notified of future episodes.
This is probably one of my favorite recipes on Carnivore. It's a simple blue cheese butter and then a steak. You can use it with really any of your Carnivore recipes, but it goes really, really well with steak.
So Kimmy, for the viewers that maybe don't know, can you explain, because I know that you said last week there's different ways to do Carnivore, so can you maybe just go a little bit in depth on what they are?
Absolutely. So for me, there's basically three main ways to do Carnivore. The first is strict Carnivore, and people who do strict Carnivore really only eat grass-fed, grass-finished beef and butter or ghee. They don't eat any other products at all. So no dairy products, no other meat products at all. Then you get what most people tend to do on Carnivore, which is your standard Carnivore. It's what I normally do. That includes any meat products, any fish, and any dairy. And then you get what I like to call a flexible Carnivore, where people sort of add in personal choice items like coffee, tea. They might add more spices to their food, where on a standard Carnivore you would only add salt. You can add more spices on a flexible, but a flexible doesn't necessarily mean you have to have coffee and spices. You might choose to do flexible and just add in coffee, or you might just add in spices. So the flexible is more personal choices.
Okay, and I suppose that would also come down to what you're doing Carnivore for, right?
Absolutely. Your reasoning for the Carnivore would
determine
make those
how
choices.
strict.
Like if you're just doing it for weight loss, adding in the coffee and the spices is not going to make a difference. If you're wanting to heal your gut, you want to be more strict.
Okay, awesome. So the first thing that we need to do is salt our steaks, and we're going to leave them for about 30 minutes to rest at room temperature. This just helps when you cook it, that your meat tends to have a better texture as well as better flavor. Then we are going to make our super simple blue cheese sauce. So it's basically just butter and blue cheese, and you're going to mix it together. So Kimmy, with this sauce, when you do normal keto, what else could you use it for?
You can really use it on any meat. So if you cook lamb chops, anything like that, but you always add it once the meat is cooked so it can soak in.
Oh, okay. So like today when we cook the steaks, we're going to just let it rest.
You could butter based chicken with it to cook in the oven as well.
That sounds amazing.
I put it under the chicken skin.
So for this recipe, what you want is you want to put your pan on so that you want to have it high so that you can get the stove really nice and hot for when you sear your steak.
You want to get the blue cheese really combined well with the butter. You can use a mixer for this if you want to. And then you are just going to wrap it in Glad wrap to make like a log.
And help you. So when doing Carnivore, can you do it for varied amounts of times, or should it always be 1 month?
Yeah, you absolutely can do it for shorter or longer. I like at least 30 days if you are trying to heal your gut. Obviously, if you're just doing it for weight loss and you want to do a couple of days a month that are zero carb, that's fine too. But at least 30 days if you wanted to heal your gut health. And I would say up to 90 days even, depending how much you need to reduce inflammation and that in your system.
Okay. And we're just going to roll it off. This looks fancy. You like have people over for dinner and then make them this.
And just seal the ends off, and then you're going to pop that in the fridge for 2 hours so that it gets back to a hardened state like normal butter would be. So our steak has been resting and our butter has been in the fridge for 2 hours, so we're ready to get cooking.
Once you've got your stove nice and hot, you're going to basically just take the steak and pop it on. I like to cook it for 2 minutes on either side and then just finish it to render the fat. but that's because Kim and I both like our meat pretty rare.
If you want to check how your steak is cooked, you just use your hand like this. If you touch like that and feel your palm, that's rare, medium, and well done.
Once the steak is cooked to your liking, you're just going to remove it from the heat and get it ready to put your blue cheese butter over.
You want to let it rest for about 5 minutes with your butter on.
Steak and butter is actually such a classic combination. So I like to do this sometimes as well when I'm on keto with like a herb butter, so herbs and garlic. Also sometimes you can actually just put some butter in the microwave with some garlic and lemon juice in it. I love that over steak, it's one of my favorite things. Join us next week for episode 2 of our carnivore series. We'll be sharing a recipe for all the bacon lovers out there, as well as a bit more information about why people do carnivore.
And hit that bell icon so you'll be notified for future episodes. Also, please give us a follow at Kicking It Keto channel on Instagram and TikTok.
See you next time. Okay.
Want to have a taste?
Yes, I'm super excited about this one. I love steak, it's my favorite food.
Good.